Today, we're transplanting dwarf hairgrass. Don't go anywhere. What's up YouTube and all my fish keeping friends? How's it going out there in fish tank land? This is Joseph Hardin from JH Aquatics and I'm here to share with you all my fish keeping adventures, knowledge, and more. Now today, we're going to go ahead and transplant some dwarf hairgrass into my cherry barb tank. Okay guys, I have this dwarf hairgrass. I don't know exactly what specific species of hairgrass that it is. It's not your traditional hairgrass. It doesn't grow straight up. It grows out, and then off of each of the shoots, it'll make another shoot to whole nother plant. It actually is almost like really can be like a weed and totally blow up in the tank. But right now I have it trimmed back, and it makes like these, individual plants here if you keep it trimmed. So I've been slowly adding more and more of it to the tank as I go, and I'm gonna try to make a whole carpet here, a whole carpet on the bottom of this tank. So this is what it looks like if it goes crazy and just is left alone. It turns into a big matted mess of green right above the plants themselves. So I trimmed all this off. This is what was created over the last few months after the hurricane. So I cut all this off the top. What was left is the plants that you saw in the tank, on the left hand corner of the tank. And I'm gonna go ahead and collect these guys, a handful of this stuff. I don't need a lot of it. There's hundreds and hundreds of little thousands of plants, individual plants here really. So I'm gonna show you how I separate it and prepare it for the tank. So I'm gonna go ahead and rip off a chunk of it here. That's a lot of plants right there. My goal is to go ahead and really fill it in and then leave it alone for a little while and then come back and trim it up and see what it looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and separate these guys out into individual plants. So you can see that's one individual plant right there. And what I'm gonna do is separate them out. Just to give you an example of how they grow, it's like a chain. It's just one after another, and each one of these is its own individual plant as you go along. So you can cut them, or literally even just break them into individual plants. And I go ahead and break them all up into individual plants first and get like 20 or 30 of them all broken up or separated so it's easier to work with. And then I get those all in a bowl with a little bit of tank water, and then I'll put them in one by one like I'm doing a hair implant with a pair of tweezers. So I'm gonna go ahead and break up all these and get them in a bowl of tank water, and we'll get these guys in the tank. So I have here all of my grass in some water on the side and my little Eheim hang on the side helper. And then I have my, my tongs here that I'm going to use to transplant this into the substrate. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and take a chunk of grass at a time. And yeah, the fish think this is food right now at the moment. Go ahead, and it's literally one at a time. And take them and just push them down into the substrate. I'm just going to spread it all around, but the goal here is I want to get a carpet effect with this. Like I said, this is definitely not traditional hairgrass, dwarf hairgrass, so it's not going to carpet that way unless I force it to by spreading it myself, and then keeping it trimmed back, and it'll get really thick like the plants over here on the left hand side. So my goal is about once a week I'm going to put about 20 or 30 more in here, and then stop and let it go and see what happens. So it's kind of a tedious process, but I know that in the end it's worth it, and the look and the effect that I'm going to get from this grass along the foreground of this tank is going to be pretty nice. Even though I'm not using really good substrate, all of the tanks that I have right now are dirted planted tanks, dirted planted aquariums. They can be a little messy when you're trying to mess with the substrate, but I'm about to graduate and even convert some of the tanks that I have now to stratum or eco-complete, something like that. It's a little bit less messy of a substrate. Once you get the hang of it, this goes pretty quickly. I don't think I can really overkill it. It'll just look better. The more plants, the better. The thicker the carpet effect is going to be. I still have a whole bunch in the water on the side here. So I'm going to go at this, and I'm going to keep adding grass to this. Well guys, I'm going to go ahead and continue adding grass to the substrate over the next couple of weeks just to thicken it up a little bit more, and then I'm going to stop and just sit back and wait and see what it starts to look like, and I'm going to continue to share that with you guys. But if you'd let me know in the comments below if anybody happens to know exactly what kind of grass this is, that'd be really awesome. I'd really like to know and be able to share the exact species with you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. But keep our eye on this tank and see what it looks like. And thank you to all my subscribers out there. Thank you for viewing my content and commenting and liking and sharing it as well. I thank you all so much for that. And remember guys, keep your tanks clean, your fish fed, and have fun.